Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT News, and one of the big questions going into the World Championship is, as soon as the World Championship is over, teams will start to make some serious changes. What will Sentinels roster be going into next season, and will SicK be returning to the team? After coming back to stream last night and saying and kind of implying that he might be back for good at this point after a fair bit of a break, will SicK be in their roster next year, or will it still not be possible in a few months' time? Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you are new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. Loads of new subs the last couple of days. Firstly, thought this is kind of funny from Zeltis, right, given all the, the KSI card that was going on last night. Fight me in the Octagon and you can have my spot on Sentinels at Tarek. So yes, that would be pretty entertaining for sure to see some Valorant guys get in the ring. Well, okay, it'd be entertaining, but probably not in a good way, let's just say. This also just to mention here, because like I did talk about this a few days ago, the possibilities of some changes coming to Fracture. Just wanted to mention specifically kind of the wording that was used here in this video to describe where these changes are coming from. So as was kind of mentioned here in this video, and also was mentioned in this tweet, that there will be two key places where the changes will be on Fracture. Firstly, around the A bomb site, which they believe is rather too difficult to defend, like which I think is a fair point really. Like when you've got attackers coming from both sides, A is like there isn't really anywhere to stand where you can defend it. Like it is generally rather easy for the attackers to break through. So I think their plan is to change that in such a way that the A side is more easy to defend in some way or another. So we'll see about that one. The other part of things is the dish, this element of the map, of course, which is kind of a weird area and is almost kind of useless. It's a bit of a strange, like, artifact, I guess, just sitting there. You can play either side of it, but not really. Obviously, it's like a used area of the map, but it's kind of a strange area. And I feel like probably there is a better design that could be had around that dish, or the dish could and should just be gone entirely. So I think generally around the A side is where they're making changes. But yeah, Fracture's been out for about a year or so now. They've got some plans in the works if you guys are unfamiliar with them. Just wanted to mention this real quick because of course TSM we saw the other day, TSM up against TSM Academy was a match, and then they make their way all the way through now to the grand finals after beating the City Boys last night. I believe this is Zachary and co, and I mean, yeah, 7 here on the chamber was making some serious plays, gets a nice little late here, and that's the thing people were mentioning here in the replies actually, because that's the thing with chamber, the tour de force is so good, you run out of bullets, just get the pistol out and complete the mission. And even yeah, as Net says here, yeah, that's the Sentinels great agent and nerf, right? So yeah, just implying once again that despite the nerf that Chamber technically got, hasn't maybe made that much difference to his impact in the game. The collateral, of course, was rather nice. But yes, this is how things are going. So TSM took down Nearest Airport the other day we looked at. Last night they took down the City Boys. They're now in the grand finals of the MCT Premiership. So yeah, I've definitely raised questions here about TSM and whether their roster will look the same next year. I still highly doubt it, but they are at least here in the grand finals, and they're taking down the City Boys from no organisation. I suppose that's rather expected. Only 2-1 though, pretty close series actually. Map 3 Haven was 13-1 in the end though, so that was rather dominant to close out the series. Let's talk franchising then and potential roster changes going into next year. First of all, the Overwatch League players coming to Valorant. So the Overwatch League is obviously not in a great state right now, as many may know. Of course, many players, Sire Player, Munchkin, these type of guys, have come from Overwatch to Valorant and made it work rather well indeed. Sire Player, of course, on the guard as it presently stands in the North American side. There may be an organisation that gets into franchising. I kind of hope that they do. We'll see about that one in due course. But apparently some pretty well-known players from the OWL are also interested in moving over. So that could be a key piece to keep your eyes on as well. And also you've got players like Nat, who announced himself as a free agent just the other day from M3C. He might move to other regions, right? He could move to EMEA, could even move to North America. Depends, of course, on which organisations are planning to do what in this roster change period. But of course, pretty much every organisation will be making at least some sort of move. Like, well, unless you win champions or unless you qualify with a very good team, every team is going to have to consider changes. Now, of course, the whole Sentinels question mark is a rather big one. We have talked about whether Shroud stays or whether he goes. I imagine he's probably not going to be there anymore, just on his performance wasn't spectacular, of course, and that Sentinels probably feel like they can upgrade that role going forwards. They took a good chance, they did okay, but they're probably thinking, yeah, maybe Shroud isn't necessarily our man, especially if SicK is going to be coming back into the team. That is the key question mark they have right now. And the thing is really with SicK is that, I've kind of been confused about exactly what his status is the last couple of months or so. Like, it looked like he was getting better, then maybe it wasn't so good again. He had to take a bit of a break. I think he's been struggling with his mental health and stuff, and feeling great and feeling ready to get back into the team and start grinding again, which of course is totally understandable. So he's taken some time off, and he's come back a couple of times in the last couple of months or so, and he was actually even at the boot camp, as you guys can see right here. So when I saw him at the boot camp, I was like, okay, yeah, cool, good stuff. SicK isn't going going to be playing the LCQ and Champions if they would have qualified, but he'll be back for next year for sure. So, like, that was the thing. SicK kind of said a few months ago, maybe a month or so ago, that he's not going to be back for quite a while, but he should be back at least for next season. I think that was the hope that SicK had, that he's going to be okay. So last night, SicK's back again, turns on the live stream, maybe only a monthly live stream again, but he did feel like last night, I did feel like just kind of listening to the clips and stuff that he was, you know, a slightly more upbeat version of himself maybe than he was a month before. He had a couple of nice clips, right, and he was making it clear that he really hasn't played Valorant in a while. He's just taking time to focus on himself and trying to, you know, get back to full health and ready to go and all this type of stuff. So great to see. But yeah, he kind of implied that, okay, maybe I'm back, maybe I'm ready to go again. Other people were obviously giving him a warm welcome. And I mean, yeah, hopefully if SicK is now back for good, maybe his, you know, streams might not be back for good, but if slowly but surely SicK is recovering to the point where he feels like he can step back into the starting roster, then that of course, well, could be the key piece that Sentinels needs to get back to form next season.
Can you clear short?
C-split. C-split. Smoke my...
Lurkin has Jet. Wow, what a great player.
Could be up C-long.
One more grass, one more grass.
Smoking for you.
Oh, bomb down, bomb down.
Chamber opping. Was C-long.
Bottom mid.
80, I whiffed.
At 70.
On B, on B, on B. Close to your face.
One up C-long.
No.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
they went back to me, my bad.
One
80.
enemy remaining.
Okay, opping.
Let's go.
That's going on, Josh. So please follow me on Twitter, Sean
Let's
Maxwell.
go.
Shut up, bro.
We're back. When's the last time you played? We won't talk about that, because then I'll be judged. Let's just say it's been a while. Ah, yes. You gained weight? I don't know about that, actually. I feel like it's just the angle, okay? I feel like it's just the angle of the camera. Could work. Nah, someone already picked Phoenix, man. What's up? Are you back for good? No promises. Back? Guys, calm down. It's a monthly live stream, okay? It's a monthly live stream. You guys know this.
This is the point that Ye has raised and many others have raised, that after the World Championship, everything is on the table, right? Because Sentinels, we expect them to qualify through to, of course, the partnership side. What their team looks like, who knows? TenZ, obviously, he's not going to go anywhere. Zellsis, I don't think should go anywhere either. The ShahZaM question to me is the big one, because, like, I think many have raised the question about ShahZaM's IGL abilities, whether a trade for ShahZaM might be the way this team needs to go at some point in the future. Might not happen in the immediate term, though. Then, of course, you've got SicK wanting to come back from the bench if he can indeed return. That would be a key piece of this team. I think he was a key loss to the squad, really, when he had to step away. And obviously, to a certain degree, Zellsis has kind of taken over some of his roles. So, you know, it's been an interesting internal dynamic there. But obviously, SicK is, you know, a fantastic player. And hopefully, he can get back to full health and back to full form going forward. But if SicK is going to return, what does that mean for the rest of the Sentinels roster? Because, of course, dapr, that's a question mark there, whether they keep him or whether they don't. Because that's the thing. If you are Sentinels, you're going to have a lot of players that are going to want to play for you next season. They're going to want to play alongside TenZ. They're going to want to play alongside even SicK, right, if he is returning to the team. So they're going to have lots of potential players out there. They might decide to make some serious changes. I'm guessing they keep maybe 2 or 3 of their current team, maybe 4 depending, but seems unlikely to me. But you guys might, of course, have different thoughts in the comment section. Like, this, of course, is the current very extensive roster that they currently have. So ShahZaM, TenZ, Shroud, dapr, Zellsis, Zoms, SicK, and Kanpeki, of course, currently on the lineup. They could practically do, I mean, what do they have here? Yeah, like plenty of players. If you include the coaching staff, they could do a 5 versus 5 here. They could have an entire academy team just based on players that are currently inactive from the roster. But if SicK is ready to go, as he seems that maybe more and more confident he will be, then I'm sure they'll want to bring him back as part of the starting roster. What that means for Shroud and ShahZaM and dapr and these kind of players, and also Zellsis, of course, that's the question. And also Zoms, like he was kind of indicating for a while he might want to go and play for version 1, so we'll see if they get in some form or another as well. So yeah, interesting questions for you guys to keep your eyes on as we go towards the World World Championship, because during champs, many of these teams and players, let's say xNed have a really tough time, or 100 Thieves have a very tough time at this tournament, or even OpTic have a very bad time, then all of a sudden those players might be on the market as well. If guys like Cryocells are out there, Zekken's out there, other options become available on the market, right, for teams like Sentinels, even, version 1 with guys like Xander. So there's options out there that they could consider next season, depending on the direction they want to go down. And just to mention this as we close out here, and I know I did mention this briefly for you guys yesterday at the end of the video, but I thought I'd bring it up on the big screen just for you guys can enjoy all the beautiful stats and welters here going into the main event. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit on the like button, tells the YouTube gods this is a good video, and I was like you should see it as well, and I've grown the competitive Valorant community. Thank you guys as always, take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.